For file transfer, we accept only encrypted connections. There are a number of tools with encryption that you can use to transfer files back and forth between your laptop and our national systems. The usual command is SCP, stands for Secure Copy. And when you use SCP, you'll need to provide two arguments, the name of the source and the name of the destination. For example, if you want to copy a local file called filename to your username at Cedar, and then you want to put that file into a specific directory, for example, path to a given directory, then this is the command you would use. So secure copy, source, and then the destination. And when you type this command, typically it will ask for your password on Cedar, unless you already have set up the SSH key pair. You can also copy remote files to a local destination, so you can type secure copy, your username at cedar.computecanada.ca, the path to a file, the file name, space, followed by the local destination. Let me show you an example. Here I am on my local laptop, and I will create a file, touch-demo.txt. The touch command will create an empty file. You can see that it's 0 bytes long. And let me use secure copy to transfer this file to the Cassiopeia system. I'm going to say secure copy demo.txt, my username user120 at cassiopeia.c3.ca, followed by a column. And if I leave it as it is, it will just copy that file into my home directory on Cassiopeia. Let me do that. And let me log into Cassiopeia. So I'm going to say SSH user120 at Cassiopeia. And here I have a new file called demo.txt. Let me create a directory. I'm going to call it test. And this directory is empty. And now I'm back on my system. Let me secure copy the same demo file into the test directory on Cassiopeia. Here we go. Now let me log back in to Cassiopeia. And now if I do ls test, it will actually show me there's a file demo.txt that I just copied into this directory using this notation. So the name of the cluster, well, username, the name at the name of the cluster, column, and then the path relative to my home directory into which I'm going to copy my file. Now let me delete the demo file on my notebook. Here it's gone. And now let me copy this demo file from the test folder on Cassiopeia. I'm going to type secure copy user120 at cassiopeia.c3.ca, just copying this. And then column test, the file is demo.txt, and I'm copying into the current directory on my laptop. So secure copy, source, and then destination is the dot, the current directory. And here we go. And now I have demo.txt on my laptop. The second option is SFTP, and it's more interactive than secure copy. It gives you access to two live file systems, a local file system and a remote file system. And then you can use put and get commands to upload and download the files respectively. Let me show you how this is done. So here I'm going to say SFTP to cassiopeia.c3.ca. Oops, SFTP. And because I forgot to supply my username, it's actually user120, for which I have a key pair. So let me try again. Now I'm connected to the remote file system on Cassiopeia. Now, if I type pwd, that will show me the working directory on the remote system. So currently I'm in my home directory on the remote system. And these are the files I have in that home directory on the remote file system. I can use a cd command, the usual cd command, to switch to one of the directories. For example, I'm going to switch to test. And here what I have inside the test directory. Now, these commands pwd, ls, cd, If you prepend them with L, stands for local, that will run these commands on the local file system on my notebook. So currently, lpwd, I'm in my home directory on my laptop, and let me switch to, let's say, TMP folder. So I'm going to say lcd to TMP. Now I'm inside TMP folder in my home directory on my laptop. And here I have the following files. And then let's say I'm going to copy this file to a remote system. And the way I do this, I will say put name of the file, then I hit enter, and that will start uploading this file to the remote file system. If I want to download this file instead, I will use the get command, and that will download a remote file to the local file system, and so on. There is also an rsync command, which is useful for syncing directories. And the syntax is quite similar to secure copy. You would type rsync, perhaps some flags, then the source directory, and a destination directory. And rsync is incredibly useful if you work with some directory on a remote cluster, and you're running some code in the directory, and you want to sync this directory with the local directory on your laptop. So periodically some files will be written to the remote directory from your simulation, and then once in a while you run the rsync command, and that will simply download only the newest files to your laptop, so the files that you currently don't yet have on your laptop. If you're on Windows, you can actually open using PuTTY or MobaXterm. You can open a local terminal, and all of those commands should work in MobaXterm. In MobaXterm, you also have an option to do graphical GUI file transfer. So when you logged into a remote cluster with MobaXterm, there will be a small panel, I think it's on the left, and it will give you a graphical GUI view into the remote file system. And you can actually drop files back and forth, so drag files between that remote file system and your desktop file system on your laptop. Another option that we'll highly recommend for file transfers of very large files is Globus. And Globus is accessed via a website. If you go to this website, globus.computecanada.ca, you will need to log in with your Compute Canada username and password. And then you will have two panels on the left and on the right, two file systems. So you will authenticate yourself to one file system on the left, one file system on the right. And then you can actually copy and move files using the web interface between these two file systems. So you can move and copy files in the background. So once you initiate the transfer, once you click, let's say, copy button, the transfer will get started, and then you can close your browser, you can close the laptop. So the transfer will happen entirely offline. And once it's successful, you will get an email notification saying that your transfer has succeeded. And then if it breaks for some reason, then Globus will typically attempt to restart the transfer automatically, and it fails several times for some reasons. For example, one of the file systems suddenly becomes unavailable, then it will send you an email saying that the transfer has failed, but usually that does not happen. And another benefit of Globus compared to the tools Secure Copy, rsync, and SFTP that I showed on the previous slide is that it uses faster protocols than those tools. So your transfer can actually be much faster than, let's say, using Secure Copy. So for that reason, we really recommend that people use Globus file transfer, especially for very large multi-gigabyte, multi-terabyte file transfer between different national clusters.